Please, can we settle down? We are about to start. Okay. Good afternoon. You all look beautiful in these rare and real t-shirts. Can you give yourself a round of applause? Beautiful. Today is a very special day where NBI, for the first time, is celebrating rare disease in this manner. Rare Disease Day, you may have seen in the communication that it is on the 28th of February. So we're celebrating it today, and we have a special guest with us. Maishibe will introduce the guest after her little talk. Let's all enjoy today, and I hope at the end of it you will see how amazing, how special, how real and rare you all are. Thank you. Over to my Shiva.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sanbonani. It's so good to see the lecture theatre full. I'm not sure if you're all here because you got these amazing tops from sales and marketing, or it's the promise of a smoothie after this initiative. But jokes aside, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy days to attend this lovely talk. As some of you may know, that Rare Disease Day is a global initiative. It started in 2008 and is celebrated on an annual basis at the end of February, as Nandipa has mentioned. This day is an initiative that allows us to raise awareness around the millions of people who are living with rare diseases across the globe. This year, the theme for the day is around equity. It recognizes that patients don't begin their journey on or with the same circumstances. So it tries to get tailored support so that everyone has a fair chance to live a healthy and prosperous life. In practice, this really means ensuring people get timely and accurate diagnosis, that they have access to the necessary treatment, access to clinicians and doctors. It ensures that people with rare diseases are supported both at school as well as work, and that they are involved in the decision making around their treatment, as this has a direct impact on their life. As NBI, we support people with rare diseases through the products that we produce. As you all know, we produce plasma-derived medicinal products. Products such as normal immunoglobulin, as well as our coagulation factor products, are used to treat rare diseases such as our primary immunodeficiencies, hemophilia, as well as various bleeding disorders. So as an organization, we do go beyond just providing products, and we are focused also on partnership, on showing compassion, and standing alongside the rare disease community every step of the way. So as part of our commitment of raising awareness, we have a fantastic speaker joining us today. She will share with us her insights and experience of working with patients with rare diseases, and she'll also share what we can do as individuals to better support this community. Our guest speaker today is Nomsa Mjali. She has devoted the last 7 years of her life to helping people with rare diseases through the organization Rare Disease South Africa. At the organization, she is a patient coordinator, and she works very closely with patients and their families to ensure that they are given the required guidance, support, as well as care. So thank you so much, Nomsa, for being willing to join us today at NBI. And colleagues, please join me in welcoming Nomsa onto stage. Thank you.
Is it still morning? Can I say that? No. No? Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Maishi, thank you for that. Thank you so, so much. I think when Nanti mentioned that there's a special person, I felt like I am that special person because I'm the only person in different color. Everybody looks beautiful. Everybody looks really, really beautiful. Thank you so, so much. Moloeni, That is Xhosa. I'm a Xhosa girl. Come from the Eastern Cape. So Molweni loosely translates to good afternoon, Dumelang, Sanbonani, Abisheni. I hope everybody is doing well. Driving through this morning to NBI, I thought to myself, not everybody gets an opportunity. There we go. That's better, right? Not everybody gets an opportunity to see what happens behind the scenes of life-changing science. I hope that made sense. Not everybody gets an opportunity to see what happens behind the scenes of life-changing science, particularly for rare disease patients. The work that you guys do here is not only manufacturing, it is hope, and it is another chance at life for my patients. So thank you very much for awarding me the opportunity to be here to talk about the behind the scenes of those diagnoses and the access for those patients. So can you roll with it? Thank you. So I'm from Rare Diseases South Africa, which is an organization that was built from a personal need. So this is going to be a table of my contents today. Who is Rare Diseases South Africa? Why do we exist? What do we do? Who we do it for? And how you can help? Because I believe that we are all patients. Just because you've never been a patient right now, we are all patients at some point in our lives. So hit me. Okay, Rare Diseases South Africa is an NPO that was registered in 2013 by our amazing CEO, Kelly Du Plessis, who was meant to be here today. Unfortunately, she broke her leg. Literally broke her leg. She started rare diseases from a personal need. She was a young mom. Her child was diagnosed with a rare disease, had no place to go. She was lost because she was told that her little man was going to live for only 3 years. He is 16 years today, and because somebody believed in him. Somebody never put a price tag behind his life. Somebody believed in him and that they're going to give him life-saving treatment. He is currently in treatment. He is patient 0 for rare diseases. So we're super excited that he is 16 years today, and he's living life. He is living life as much as he is a price tag to someone else, but he is living life and he's becoming a normal teenager.
So there's this perception that
so this is Kelly Du Plessis. She is the CEO and founder of Rare Diseases. She's going to tell a bit of a story and how she came about with starting Rare Diseases.
So there's this perception that rare diseases are living in an alternative universe. We're not going to come into contact with them. Doctors aren't going to see them in their practices. Pharmacists aren't going to see them within their stores. Employees aren't going to hire them. Schools aren't going to have them, But in reality, 1 in 15 South Africans is impacted by a rare disease. So if it's not you, then chances are that you know somebody who has a rare condition and they maybe don't talk about it. It might not be an overly visual thing, but they are out there and they are living and breathing with these conditions every single day. And if we're not aware that they're out there, how are we nurturing and caring for these people? I want to know that there's never a mom that sits in a doctor's room getting a diagnosis for their child who's subsequently told that they don't fit into any box and that their child's not going to make it simply because no one's taken the time to make the investment. And I look at my son now, it's been 10 years, almost 11 years this year, and he is a price tag to medical aid. He's a very expensive investment, and they define him based on that price tag. But to me, he's my boy. And I see him every day, go to school, live his life, lives, breathes, does so many things that a normal child's done. And that's because we managed to move someone's opinion and get them to invest and see the value in him outside of just his price tag. And I don't ever want any parent to ever have to fear that their child or their loved one would be deemed too expensive or too rare to be worth the investment.
Thank you. With that being said, Do you think the person sitting next to you has a disease? Oh, wow, whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay, let me try again. Do you think the person sitting next to you has a disease? Yes. Hi, Bo. I'm out here thinking it's a disease in a form that they are special in their own special way. Yeah? Are they special in their own way? Or is it a disease? Okay. With that being said, rare diseases are quantified as diseases that happen globally, it's 1 in 2,000 people. And then in the South African landscape, we quantify them by saying 1 in 15. So I don't know how many of us are in the room because 1 in 15 people will either be impacted or affected by rare diseases. If you don't have it, it's because you don't know it. If you don't know that you know somebody who has one, so you might know a relative that has one, because rare diseases are 70% of them are genetic. So those genes exist in some of our bodies. So the reason why I asked if you think this person sitting next to you has a rare disease, it's very simple. Do you think that rare diseases are visible? Are you supposed to see the patient? Do I look like I have one? Do I look like I have one? It's interesting because I do. It's interesting because I do. So that's why I was asking, do you think the person sitting next to you has a rare disease? Are they sick in any shape or form? Just because it's not visible, the perception is that when it comes to rare diseases, somebody needs to be on a wheelchair, somebody needs to have crushes, somebody needs to have a deformed face, somebody needs to have a speech impairment, somebody needs it's not even like that. We've got diseases where your body fights itself. Like with the autoimmune diseases, your body fights itself and nobody sees it. And do you think I, walking like this, would I qualify to get a disability sticker? Why? 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 Why not? Why not? Why not? Do I qualify to get a sticker? Nobody believes we've been facing a lot of challenges. We have a lot of challenges around rare diseases. Obviously, policy plays a massive role in access. Like Kelly mentioned, that her son is expensive. He's a price tag to the medical aids because nobody wants to fund something that expensive. But we don't look at it like that. We look at it in a shape that every patient deserves some form of quality of care, whether they have a rare disease, whether you have a cough, whether you have fever, you deserve some form of quality of life. And I only think it's fair that these patients also get some form of quality of life because they're never going to get a cure. So they do have treatment that aids into them getting comfortable in their lives, right? So why do we exist? Misdiagnosis is a big factor. We have a lot of patients that are misdiagnosed. A lot of children get misdiagnosed with arthritis. I don't know if you guys know that there is arthritis on children. Children are born with arthritis. So you can imagine a child that was born and they were misdiagnosed with it is arthritis, and then sometimes it presents itself as FOP, sometimes it will present itself as something else, or MPS 1. So the misdiagnosis aids into patients not getting the correct diagnosis and time to access medication. So that is why we exist. We fragment pathways to health care as an organization. So as an organization, we fight for these patients. We fight to make sure that they get comfortable, irrespective of them being on state or them being on private health care. That is what we do. We fight a lot when it comes to policy and systemic changes, because when it comes to the South African landscape, policies are not there for rare diseases. We find ourselves in positions that we are also catering for our neighboring countries. Patients from Mozambique would come to South Africa, and Namibia would come to South Africa only because they need access. In their respective countries, they don't have access to the resources that we have. As much as we think that the resources are not enough for us as South Africans, trying to cater for them also is a massive problem, which is why policy is such a massive thing for us. And then we've got families and communities. So when it comes to rare diseases, stigma is a massive thing. Stigma exists and stigma is big. We are scared to have conversations. We are scared to ask questions, and it breaks my heart because we end up assuming, and when we assume, then we make the patients feel really, really bad. They really, really see that they're actually different from you. So the reason why we exist is to make sure that we bring about education and awareness. We've had children that don't go to school. We've had parents that don't work because they dedicate their whole lives to being a caregiver to their children and their respective families. We've got siblings that are left on the side because nobody cares for them. Because as a parent, in all honesty, I think if you've got 2 children, like I do, and one of them has a rare disease, and you just try and figure out how to keep the one child that has a rare disease alive. Nobody cares about the other child. Whether they've got swimming classes, whether they need to go for the athletics, whether they need to go for ballet, nobody cares about that. Because at the end of the day, you've got this one particular child that needs your attention, that needs you to save them. And is it wrong for the motherly instinct to be like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. They also go through the worst as caregivers and as parents. Marriages fail because of living with children with rare diseases. So families fall apart. It's quite difficult. They go through the most difficult journeys ever. So this is why we're here as an organization, to support them and hold their hands and show them that they belong, they are loved, there is a community for them. So we are that mini community for them. Did I miss anything? I did. No, I didn't. You can skip for me. Thank you. Okay. So I mentioned, when I started, I mentioned that I am going to show you guys, you are the behind the scenes behind the treatment. They are the behind the scenes behind the diagnosis. So the work that you do it for them.
Hi, my name is Magwaki, and I'm 1 in 15.
I'm Jasmine. I'm Caleb.
I'm
Aiden.
I'm Roselle, and I'm 1 in 15.
1 in 15.
I'm 1 in 15. 1 in 15.
I'm Swangile Komati.
I'm Spiso.
And I am 1 in 15.
I'm 1 in 15.
Did you guys see them? Did you see them? Do you understand the work that you do? Do you guys understand how important you are? I'm not saying you're not important in your own respective lives. I mean, do you guys understand how important the work that you do is to them? Nobody understands. Do we understand? Do we really, really, really understand? I hope from today we're going to have different conversations around diseases. I really do, because I think you need to understand the impact of the work that you do so that you can understand the impact that you bring to them. Let's start again. Okay, so what do we do as an organization? We advocate. In simpler terms, we bridge the gap between rare disease patients and the healthcare system, either private and state. We bring the support that these patients need, the recognition, equity, and exclusivity to these patients. We support their families, we provide them with resources, and it is very, very, very tough to provide them with resources, if I may put it to you guys, merely because it's tough to find the patients that are still left out, that are in the villages, because nobody knows about them. We are looking for those patients. We have had different situations where some of our patients have passed on because no one knew that in a certain family there was a different child. The family hid the child away from everybody because the community talks a lot. The community has an opinion, and everybody has an opinion on how to treat these patients. So we've had patients, 12-year-old girl, she kept saying to me, no, I'm the only person who has alopecia. And in my mind, I was like, oh, sweetie, you're not. It's quite common, you're not. She was mad because she felt like she was extremely special because she was the only person who had alopecia. I'm like, oh, my love, you're not. She was like, why do they look like me? Why don't they have hair? Why don't they have hair? I'm like, because this is their clinic, this is their ward, you are not the only one. But merely because she was hidden, she never got to see what the world needs to look like, because mom was conscious that I need to protect you. I am going to protect you. And if protecting you from people means keeping you away from people, I am going to do that. It is very sad that she's never experienced or seen anybody that looks like her, but it is also a mother's instinct to protect your child. It's not by, I don't want you to see the world. No, it is just to protect your child. It's me. Okay, you may ask who we do this for. These are the people we do this for. And these are the people that you guys do this for. Why we're all here together, why you work every day. These are the patients you are doing it for.
Hemophilia isn't really a disease. It's more like a condition or something. It means your blood can't clot properly, so I have to get injected 3 times a week because I'm missing factor 8. It's like dominoes, and there's 10 dominoes, and my 8th one is too short, so if it starts falling, it won't carry on falling.
So when the blood starts coming out, the clot starts creating a clot, but because number 8's gone, it can't make a clot. So your blood doesn't clot, and blood just keeps going and going and going, right? So intravenous injections, so it is, it's into a vein. There's no numbing, so it is quite painful, but he's a trooper. He's been doing it all his life, mostly. So for him and for me, it's part of life. Yeah, being rare makes us feel special.
Yes, it does.
Important for babies and kids at a young age to get diagnosed so they can get the proper treatment. And we were very, very fortunate that Esha was diagnosed very early. But there are a lot of kids who bruise and the parents don't know, and even doctors aren't always clued up about bleeding disorders. So we are trying to make sure that people understand that bruising can be something more serious, and that you need to speak to a doctor if you think you might have a bleeding disorder, or you might have easy bruising for some reason.
Did you hear that mom mentioned bruising? How many children do you know that look like Ezra? In general, like how many children do you come across that look like Ezra? Would you think that he's somebody that has a rare disease? It doesn't, eh? So check the next person again.
The way we spoke to the doctors, it was believed that he will perhaps make it just for 5 years. And then I thank God that Jodrick is now 12. These couple of years, I won't say it was tough, but we had to be strong all the way to carry him and make him happy. The age of 8 months that Jodrick said was large, and I asked his mother to take him in for a checkup, and it was confirmed hydrocephalus. In the absence of the certain enzyme that your body needs, which we all have, but it is absent in Jordan's body, the sugar doesn't break down properly. The ones that is building, it's now killing it, like the bone and the skin and the tendons. It is a matter of an enzyme replacement that can support the child. There's no cure for it, but we can live with it, and we can make him comfortable, accept the situation, and then take care of him. Just make a decision that we're gonna look after him. Knowing all this, it is still heartbreaking at this stage. Like yesterday, he was laughing and he was staring at me, and his face looked so beautiful. And I said, Jordan, you know what? And because he can't speak, he makes his own noises. And I said to him, you know what? You are fine. You can just get up and let us take a walk. And that is our heart's desire. But we must face reality. This is the condition that we have to live with.
I know how irritated we get. I know how irritated we get as human beings in general. Typically, you're at a Pick and Pay there to buy something, bread and milk, right? There is a mom with a baby that is screaming nonstop on a wheelchair. The baby cannot speak. Let's leave it that. Jodrick could not speak at all. His only way of communication was making sounds, and sounds that we generally find irritating as human beings when they happen to people that are around you, or maybe in spaces. You can imagine a mom with a patient, there's no cure. The only thing you can do is to make your child feel comfortable. You're at a spa, there's this baby that's making sounds in a wheelchair, you are getting irritated. Can an ounce of you think for the mom and how they feel? When you feel irritated at the fact that their child is making so much noise, you don't like it, it's frustrating. Can you think of what the mom is going through? So Jodrick had, unfortunately, he passed last year. We lost him. He had MPS, and he started getting sick extremely late. And him having MPS, lost his mom when he was a year old. She could not take it. She committed suicide because she gave birth to a child and the pressure was just too much and left Jodrick with the grandparents. So Auntie Carol is the grandparent. And the only wish this family had for Jodrick was to take him to the ocean. Unfortunately, he passed before they could give that to him. So the privileges that you have in your lives, please count them as blessings. There's other people who would give the world to get everything that you do. And I'm also here to remind you, this is who you work for. This is who you do what you do for. Okay, this one is Mpo, right? I'm going to ask a question shortly. Please listen to Mpo attentively. Please. I'm going to ask a question after Mpo has spoken.
So I am one of those people that I call odds and evens, right? So I'm a statistical dilemma. I have twin boys, which is 1 in 250 people have twin boys. And my twin boys are not identical. They are fraternal twins, which makes it another statistic. And twin 1 is actually dyslexic, which makes it 1 in 100,000 to have a dyslexic twin 1 and twin 2 not being dyslexic. And IIH, I'm 1 in 100,000. So I think I'm well on my way to winning the lottery. So I would describe it as, I don't know if you guys can describe a migraine, but make it maybe 10 times worse than that. But you can't explain it because it's a weird headache that it's not a migraine, but you feel like it's a migraine. And when you explain to the next person to say, you feel like your skull is about to crack and you just need a hole in your skull. I think because there's a lot of stigma to being one in something. But if you raise awareness about of anything, we get to learn. I mean, I'm the first person in my whole family that have read anything. And now we actually discovered that my mom and my sister and my brother and my kids, we all have another rare thing that I discovered. Our fingers curve, the pinky curves. So now I'm like, look, it's a new normal.
It is honestly a new normal because I think all of us are in our own different ways. But you guys confirmed, you said that your neighbor has their own special needs. So we can all agree that we are all special. So Mpo mentioned a whole lot of things. What is Mpo's diagnosis? Can somebody just give me Mpo's diagnosis? Except you, please. You, not you too. Can somebody give me Mpo's diagnosis? She spoke about a whole lot of things. What did she say she's diagnosed with? What did she say she has? Even if it's something, not the actual disease, but what did she say her disease does? Oh, you paid attention. Thank you. Thank you. She mentioned a whole lot of things. However, Mpo has idiopathic intracranial hypertension. So if you think somebody is having a headache, she doesn't look like she's sick if she was to walk through the door. And what's even worse is that she's a wine connoisseur. So imagine. So she has intracranial hypertension. So if you imagine headaches, I see headaches. Migraine, you have a migraine, it goes through your neck, your eyes. Mpo has that times 10 or 100. And because with rare diseases, it's a bit of a web. When it comes to rare diseases, they're uncontrollable. They become a bit of a web. If a patient has one disease, there's other diseases that creep into it. So because Mpo has intracranial hypertension, her vision is extremely blurry. She can see, but she can't see. It's extremely blurry. And patients that have that, they always have either ESS or they will have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome as well. It plays a massive role where there are joints, which is why her pinky curves, merely because her body, her joints are very extremely flexible. That is a web that they go through, these patients. And then you will have the very same patients, because they're on a specific medication, right? This medication makes them gain weight. They gain weight not because they're not healthy, not because they're not taking care of themselves. It is the medication. Would they choose to die of extreme pain and be a gym girl? I don't think so. Your life comes first. So they would always choose medication. But because of the medication, it aids in them gaining weight and they become obese. They become obese. So next time you have an assumption about somebody, just kind of ask the questions. It makes it a whole lot easier. Because also, another thing when it comes to stigma, I found is that a lot of people are scared to ask the questions because they feel like they're going to offend the next person. When it comes to patients, they don't. They get an opportunity to educate. They actually rather you ask so that they can educate you, so you can understand. Because if you don't understand, you end up assuming. You see, COVID was one of the best things to happen to my rare disease patients because everybody was covered in masks. Patients with immunodeficiencies, they're always wearing masks. And they used to be judged a lot. Nobody understood why. They used to be judged a lot. And when COVID hit, everybody was masked. And we were all the same. And everybody related on what they go through every day because they don't have an immune system. Anything they can catch. A flu, a this, a that, a bug, a stomach ache. They can catch anything. They don't have an immune system. So having to wear masks, that's changed the whole game plan around rare diseases. So thank you. Can you go next? Okay, so how can you help? I am still on time a little bit. I'm going to be finished, right? Thank you. How can we help? So as a community, I did mention that I really, really am thankful to be here because we are having these conversations. I'm thinking some people, this is the first time they hear about something rare, right? Do you think, you might know somebody who has something that's rare? Okay. Remember the 1 in 15, right? So if you are in a party and there are 5 people, you know 2 of them. 2 of them are impacted by rare disease. So what you can do to help us find these patients, have this conversation. We believe in raising awareness as it aids in us locating these patients and finding them. Help us find these patients, have these difficult conversations, ask these difficult questions. If there's something you're unsure about, ask. Stigma reduces a lot of things. It reduces a lot of things. It shows the patients get access to support. It aids in us having a community. It's always nice to have a community. There's a disease called Prader-Willi syndrome. It only happens on children. From 3, they start getting diagnosed. These children, their brain doesn't tell them that they are full. So can you imagine what happens? Their brain does not tell them that they're full. So these children overeat. Their parents need to lock the cupboards, lock the fridge, lock the house. They don't go to school because they eventually end up stealing other children's lunch boxes. And then they become obese. They never get full, right? They become obese because all the food that they take in, it has to be stored somewhere. So they become obese. If you were to see a child who is extremely obese, can you refrain from saying, why are you not taking care of your child? Can we not do that? You don't know what's going on. And if they don't get access to food, the worst thing that they do, if they don't get access to food because they're extremely hungry, they self-harm. An 8-year-old that is self-harming because they want access to food, but they've eaten. They've eaten. And the only thing that the parents can do is to lock away the food. There is no current treatment. It's just manage it. That's the only way. So you can imagine what happens to that mom, what that mother goes through. Do you think that mother can find a job? No one will employ her. How? Because, so having these difficult conversations also aids in a lot of people understanding and the members understanding, the policymakers understanding the difficulties that are surrounded by rare diseases. We've got a rare disease called the fish syndrome. We've got a rare disease called the fish syndrome. So these patients smell like fish. If she was to walk through that door, this whole room would be filled with fish, the smell of fish, because their body does not break down through thrombophilia. So everything that they eat comes off their skin, and it smells like fish. It smells like fish all the time. It's not hygiene. It's not that they don't bath. They smell like fish because their body does not break it down. Your body does, unless if you do smell like fish. But if you don't, then your body does break thermophilia. So everything you take, it breaks it down. With them, it does not break it down. So they don't work because nobody wants to work with somebody who smells like fish. They don't go to school because the stigma is there. Socially, they don't live with other people. It happens. It's real. They are within us. We know them. They are within us. So rare diseases are not that rare if you think about it. Yeah? Are we good? Why are you stressed? Can I ask a stupid question? Don't answer, please. Why is Rare Disease Day on the last day of February? Can I ask somebody, anyone? Why is Rare Disease Day on the last day of February? May she did say it. She did say it. Why is Rare Disease Day on the last day of February? Yeah? Anybody? Hi, Bo. Are you tired? Because? Because of leap year. Yes, we do. Because of leap year. So, rare. Okay, let's start here. Let's break it down. Rare. What is rare? If something is rare, is what? If something is rare, is what? It's not. It doesn't happen all the time. If something is rare, it's something that doesn't happen all the time. So when it comes to February, we call it the zebra month because zebras, some of them are black with white stripes and some of them are white with black stripes. Yeah? Some of them are white with black stripes and some of them are black with white stripes. I don't know if it's a female or the male, but somewhere there. We call it the zebra month because zebras are always different. There is no twin zebras or zebras that are the same. They're always different because of their stripes. So we call February the zebra month and Rare Disease Day because it happens, it's a leap year. It happens it's not all 28 days. So it's a rare month in the year. Does it make sense? Okay, perfect. So this year, what we're doing this year when it comes to Rare Disease Day, we are shining light on the patients. Hence, I did bring you guys the patient stories. We want to shine some light on them, support them, and bring them together to show them that are important, irrespective of living with difficulties of access, diagnosis, the parents, and life being difficult in general. We are trying to bring light to them and say, hi, they are here, they are alive, we live with them, they are in our communities, they are in our spaces, we live with them. So we're trying to do that. And we thank you very, very much for participating and helping us raise awareness. I hope you're going to have these difficult conversations when you get back home. You're going to ask these questions. You're going to find those patients for me to love them, because that's all I want to do. Find those patients for me to love them. Thank you very, very much for giving me this opportunity. I am going to open the floor for questions. I know there might not be questions. Then I will ask you questions. Questions? Anybody? Questions about anything?
Hello. Okay. Thank you, Namsa. So you've got Family Fun Day up there. Is that only in Joburg or is that throughout the country? How can people get involved in something
the Family
like that?
Day?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got different family days because thank you for that, because there's this perception that we only cater for patients in Joburg. It's not like that. We cater for all the patients around the country. So this family day that's happening, it's happening in Cape Town. The Cape Town Family Day is happening there. Then we've got our one in Joburg. And then KZN, they said they're going to do it second week of March because they want to also highlight congenital heart diseases. So the awareness day for congenital heart diseases is on the 2nd of March. So they want to put it together and highlight congenital heart diseases. So it is happening around. And with obviously the provinces where there's very little patients that we know of, they are doing meet and greets. So they're going to do coffee mornings, coffee evenings, something like that, yeah. Yeah? Okay, next. Can I ask the questions? Can I ask the questions? Oh, there's a question for me, my love there.
Hello, I just want to know, you said you have a rare disease. What rare disease do you have?
Are you curious? Why? Can I ask why? That I have a rare disease. It might make a lot of people feel uncomfortable, but I'm fine with saying it. I'm allowed to say it. It might make other people feel uncomfortable. Can I? No, I'm not asking you. I want to get permission. Can I?
If you're, Namsa, if you're comfortable.
I am. Okay. It needs me to be here. Please don't take any offense. Anybody who can take offense, please don't. Can you see my body structure? What looks weird? More. What looks weird? What looks weird here?
Nothing.
Okay, let's start here. What looks weird going up here until here? Okay, this is my rare disease. This is my rare disease. So they grow extensively, they don't stop growing. Even after you've done surgery, they continuously grow. Yeah. So this is my rare disease. But you wouldn't tell, I guess. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Are we all good? Happy days?
Okay, do we have any more questions?
Any more questions? It's not stupid, yes? Even if you think it's stupid, it's not. Yeah? Are we good? Can I ask the questions about what I said then? Okay. How many patients in South Africa are diagnosed with a rare disease? What is the stat saying? You're listening. Happy days. Okay. What is IMPO diagnosed with again? What is IMPO diagnosed with again? Intracranial hypertension. Thank you. I love my students. Okay. Ezra said he doesn't have which domino? Yay, yeah. Come on. I love my class. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for inviting me here. I genuinely do appreciate having these difficult conversations and still trying to find some sense of humor in the midst of it. I really do appreciate being here. I wish you guys understand your take home. I wish you guys do understand the importance of the work that you do. It might look like paperwork that you need to take from NAMSA to the other person. They know what they're going to do with it and who it's going to go to, because the work that you guys do today ends up with these patients getting access. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Last thing, your take home: in a world where you can be anything you want, anything you want, in a world where you can be anything you want, please choose to be kind. It goes a long way.
Thank you, Namsa. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you all here, and it's great to see a big turnout. You have all received badges, so please wear those badges proudly on your golf shirts. And as we conclude today's Rare Disease Day event under the theme Rare and Real, we would like to extend gratitude to everyone who helped bring this meaningful event to life. First and foremost, thank you. A heartfelt appreciation goes to our guest speaker, Nomsam Shali from Rare Diseases SA. Thank you for sharing your powerful messages, your insights, and for reminding us that behind every diagnosis, there is a patient, there is a journey, there is a family that requires respect and support. Sincere appreciation to all of our colleagues and NBI staff. Our work ensures that science is matched with empathy and that rare does not mean invisible. Rare is real. As we move forward today, let this not be the end of the conversation. Our call to action is simple and it is powerful. Let us continue to speak, let us continue to listen, and let us continue to advocate for all those patients who are unseen and unheard. Let us support partnerships that drive change and carry the spirit of rare and real in our everyday work. Thank you all for your time and your commitment, and we wish you a wonderful day further. And Okay, so I'm not sure.